Well, good day, everybody, and welcome to another sessions of Better Education for a Better World. I'm your host, Abdi Lajavardi. I'm the CEO of Pro Education Group, and today we have a special guest, one of my dear friends and colleagues, Dr. Teodor from Romania. Welcome, Teodor.
Hello. Thank you again, Abdi. It's a pleasure to be again with you, with your organization, and doing wonderful stuff
Oh, thank you
involved
very
in
much.
education.
Thank you very much. I'm sure our audience is eager to learn about you and your insight about what we're going to be talking about. Of course, education for a better world.
The word.
Now, Tudor, maybe you can start with telling us about yourself, uh, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So my name is Boldeanu Florin Teodor. I'm already finished. I have already finished my PhD some years ago in 2017. I'm a teacher here in Romania from 2018. I am teaching different subjects: financial analysis, valuation, economics, finance also, and some statistics, but not for the education students, but for the social sciences. I will tell you a bit about myself. So I'm 33 already from May. I studied the PhD here in Romania, and after I finished my PhD, or more or less during my PhD, I worked in a university in Belgium for 1 year and a half as an international office assistant, which was very nice. Belgium is all the time very pleasant to be there. I traveled a lot, had a lot of experience with foreign teachers from the UK, India, and so on, Spain, and so on. And we tried to focus or to enhance our education skills in a multicultural environment. And after I finished, as you know, I didn't start teaching after 2017, 2016 when I finished my PhD. I was a valuation expert at an investment company. So as you know, I'm a teacher here in Romania, but I am also self-employed. So I have my own small business, let's say, which involves valuation of assets, houses, apartments, and so on. And regarding the teaching part, I like it very much. We will discuss a little bit further my way of teaching, but I'm a teacher by like students to do, but not to learn or memorize the concepts, but really be involved in subjects. And also in my evaluation, I like to teach maybe the clients how to see evaluation and what the concepts are. So this is about myself.
All right. Very good, very good. So let's a lesson from your experience about when you were a student, right? Because
Yeah.
in Europe, a lot of countries are very close to each other, so you got a chance to travel to different countries and what you had. So tell us about some of the challenges that you had as a student when you were thinking about what to study or where to go to studies. And then how did you come up with the solutions that laid in front of you?
Yeah, very good good question. I think I was blessed. I'm a lucky guy in general. So okay, I chose finance as my bachelor and master's degree, management and finance, that was not luck. So I chose that path. But for example, after I finished my bachelor and master's degree, uh, the teachers saw that I was involved in research and studying and so on. And they offered me, okay, Theo, what do you think about starting a PhD program? I was very curious also and very keen on doing it. And I had a lot of help from my teachers. So having for students also, for people, for your organization, I think it's the same thing. Having connections, having people with experience in different areas can help you achieve your goals. Luck can help you, but luck doesn't push you further in different fields. So my teachers here in Romania were very keen on me studying the PhD. And I think after one semester, I applied to Erasmus. I don't know, in United States you can go, I'm not sure. I'm teaching also in Belgium for Erasmus students. I had some Canadians, I think. Yeah, Canadians, but I didn't have students from the United States. But when I was there in Belgium as an international office assistant, people also saw that I was hardworking and very keen on solving things. So it was a foreign country, foreign culture, foreign language also. They speak Dutch and English. And I really liked it. So I was involved in preparing documents and financial planning for students and teachers. But there were also, for example, after the hours, we went to drink something with the colleagues. So the environment was very nice. So I was now I'm teaching, and I worked there at the Vives University College. You already know Vives, the College of Applied Sciences, because this is for business. But Vives has a lot of campuses in Belgium.
Okay, very good. Now, when you think about a study abroad, right? You went
Mm,
to Belgium, to study.
mm,
For many people, maybe in Romania, maybe in America,
mhm,
or all over the world that are watching this program, what do you think a study abroad does for you versus, just studying in your own country? You have had experience in both.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was
So
something that, academically, how it would help you? Did
mhm,
it help you from person to develop professionally? What are the
mhm,
pros and cons of going abroad to study?
mhm. I'm teaching here at a program of business administration in Romania, and I didn't see too many students applying for Erasmus, for example, which is a pity in my opinion, because besides learning, improving your English, French, or Spanish, depends on where you are going, you will get more knowledge about how people do certain things in a different country, business, learning. Are they more professional, more relaxed, more hardworking? Depends on the country. But I went one semester when I was a bachelor student. I went again one semester when I was a master student learning. So it was Erasmus for students which wanted to learn subjects there. And I was 1 year and a half an Erasmus student, but for an internship, so working there. And I have both sides, learning subjects and other things there, and also working. And I think besides improving my English and French and so on, I got a lot of things from doing this Erasmus program. So Belgian people are more hardworking, focused on tasks and so on. Maybe we Romanians, yeah, we combine things. So I would like everybody to go and experience only one semester if it's possible to go in a foreign country. Here in Europe, it's quite okay because countries are quite small compared to states in America. So going from Romania to Hungary with the Erasmus program is very easy, in my opinion.
Well, I agree with you. I think just traveling and
Mm,
learning from others, not only
mm,
just education, you're going to get that regardless of where you are. That's a
mm,
way of life and how we can improve ourselves as professional. But the other dimension of life when we
mm,
travel and what you have with interaction, even in the US, while we are one country, we have
mm,
50 different states. So when you go
mm,
from one state to another, you learn not as much as you go into another country, but you learn quite a bit more than what you were used to in your own state. So
mm,
now let me ask you, because you have some insight from years that you went to school,
mm,
and what you indicated, how some of the teachers or the professors that you had inspired you to continue your education and go for your PhD. So in not only your case or mine, many people that I have met throughout my life or through this program, when I ask them the questions, uh, you know, there are many people or number of people that have made a a lot of positive impact in our life. I mean, we don't get
mm.
here to where we are all by ourselves, right? They are people
Yeah.
that influence our life. And and in most cases, when you ask people how many people, where do they come from, a significant number of those people are the teachers that we have had throughout our life. So tell us a little bit about that, because somehow as teachers, we ought to be trying very hard to become the kind of teachers that have made those positive impacts, because we do have those opportunities, right? So
Mm.
first, tell me about one or two of those teachers that have had that kind of impact in your life. And then what do you do to become that kind of teachers? What do you do personally to have that kind of impact on your students when you teach? Okay, so go.
Okay. So regarding, I will make a small adding to what I said before, going to a foreign country. So uh, going to Belgium helped me. For example, now I'm involved in a group of researchers from Spain and Romania, and the teacher, he's a full-time professor now in Spain, Jose. I met him there as a international office assistant. We discussed a little bit about research and so on. So after probably 1 or 2 years, he contacted me back. What do you think about doing a research or a program or funding for some from some papers and so on? And we already wrote 4 articles, international articles. So I think besides going visiting countries, you can make friends there, you can make future business partners and so on. Okay, when you are 20, maybe you're not thinking about business partners or research partners, but you never know. After 4 years or 5 years, they can contact you back. And I remain friendly with the people there in Belgium. So one, for example, teacher, which is the coordinator, Johan, in Belgium, the head of the international office there, uh, in was involved in my education there when I was there. And after a period of time, I think in 2019, before the pandemic, he asked me what I am doing and so on. I told him I'm a teacher here in Romania, and we started a collaboration. Each semester I'm teaching there for Erasmus students. This is one of my, I consider him a mentor and a friend of mine from there, from Belgium. And I have, for example, Marlene and Evie. They know if they will watch this movie. They were not teachers, but they were involved in my program there, Erasmus program. And here, my PhD coordinator, Ms. Take, Professor Take, helped me a lot. We wrote a lot of papers, went to conferences, and she was involved in a lot in my preparation as a teacher and as a researcher. And we still collaborate very well to this day. I think there are a lot of teachers. So I was fortunate to have a lot of mentors here, also in Belgium, that helped me professionally and doing research and so on. So
So what do
this
you
this
do
field,
now yourself in
myself,
order to become
two
that
yeah
kind of professors for
yeah.
everybody else that you teach?
Uh, so we supervise, for example, bachelor or master's thesis. I had student last year that wanted to write papers, and for example, if you are not keen or you don't have the knowledge of how to write papers, not only to write, but where to send, what journals to send the paper to, and so on. And I was a little bit involved in his applications and writing the papers he wanted to write. And for example, I like I told you, I try every time to tell my students to go abroad, to learn extra curriculum subjects if they can. And my way of teaching is, like I told you, it's I don't like myself memorizing stuff. You will forget it
Yeah,
probably in some months. So by doing the task and maybe producing some kind of labor, on your own labor, that is more uh, motivating for students. Yeah.
absolutely. And you can not only have that self-confidence, but
Mhm.
if you want to show to somebody what they have
Mhm.
to have learned, you have something
Mhm.
to kind of refer to. Now, let me ask you about professional mindset, right?
Mhm.
Because everybody has a different definition for professional mindset. So my first question to you is, what's your definition of professional mindset? And then further on following up on that, how that has helped you in your studying and your
Mhm.
career to this day?
For me, professional mindset should be hardworking, first of all, curious of learning things. If you don't have any curiosity, then you will not learn or uh, get the information you need for applying it afterwards. Conscious, you have to be, what is it? Serious in what you are doing. So having motivation each day to keep learning or doing or working this, because if you don't have um, mindset to develop each day, you will not achieve your goals, in my opinion. So, and also for example, when I'm teaching in Belgium, I'm asking them to make a report. I'm joking a little bit with them. You can sell, or you can go to a bank and ask them a fee for your report, and they are very, very motivated in producing it. So they are writing the report and estimating the value of the house, and they are very involved when they are producing that document. So this is my mindset: to be motivated, hardworking, curious, and serious also.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now I know we have talked of the program about, you and your education, your experience. We've talked about your even entrepreneurship and your business, and you kind of referred to it early on when you were introducing yourself. But tell me about, when did it start that you wanted to start your own business? When was it that you started your own business? And maybe more importantly, what were you thinking about? How did you feel? Were you committed? Was it scary for you to do these? Or you were excited to do it? I mean, tell us about those kind of things that was going in your mind. And then at the same time, how did you get it started? And, what are you doing today?
Okay. So as I said, I have experience in teaching finance and so on, and statistics. But I was thinking of starting my own business. So I'm also telling students, for example, this profession that I'm doing now involves a certification. So you cannot legally work as an appraiser, a valuer, if you don't have a certification. And it was quite hard. I was working then as a financial analyst, and after hours, 8 hours per day, we had to go from 4 to 8 or 9 in the evening, maybe later, and studying the subjects that we needed for property appraising. And yeah, actually the company needed me to have this certification, so this is why I did it. I like math and engineering and so on. And after I finished that program and got my certification, I said, why not to try to work as my own company, self-employed. And it's very, like I said, you have to be serious, you have to speak with your clients, uh, have patience sometimes with your clients, and yeah, be very professional, because people ask you for valuation for different
So
subjects. Or
if I may ask you, because you got the certificate, right?
yeah.
You could have gone and worked for companies
Mhm.
that actually did the same thing as your company does. They do
Mhm.
certification and they hire people that
Mhm.
are licensed to
Nice.
do
Yeah.
that on behalf of their customer. But as you
Mhm.
mentioned, when you have your own, company, then you have to worry about, like interaction with
Mhm.
customers. You have your own expenses. You have to be able to generate enough money.
Mhm.
You have to recognize that you need to market your services, so on and so
Mhm.
forth, right?
Pay taxes to the
What
government.
taxes?
Yeah.
Absolutely, all over the world. That's important, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, what caused you to think, hey, here is the opportunity for me to have some extra money by
Mhm.
picking up some additional, assignments on appraisal
Mhm.
versus starting your own business?
Mhm.
Was it scary for you to do that? Was it natural for you to do that?
Mhm.
And maybe you can put some light on what caused you to go this way. And then how do you feel being an entrepreneur? What
Mhm.
are some of the benefits and some of the challenges of being an
Mhm.
entrepreneur versus working for someone?
Yeah. So after I finished, I'm doing also valuation by myself in my own clients, but I'm also a consultant. So I'm consulting or trying to take a part of the valuation report to doing it by myself, and other parts are done by other people in that company. And I don't think it was scary for me. I like it. I like to maybe teaching also helped me because I was not a very talkative person before I started teaching. But you have to know how to speak to people. So I'm very calm. I don't get too upset. So because you have different clients, so different subjects you have to solve. For me, it was not very scary, and like you said, the legislation helps this profession also. It's not very complicated to. You need to have the certification, okay, but after you have the certification, the legislation here in Romania helps you very easily to start on your own business. The other part is getting the clients. I have done accounting, so the accounting part, bookkeeping and so on, I'm doing it by myself, so it's not a issue for me. And challenges, the coronavirus was a challenge because, as you know, appraising means to go and see the property, but if you are locked in, it's not possible. And there were some stimulus that was given by the government during 3 or 4 months, and if I didn't have my own business, they were only paying this stimulus for companies or self-employed people. So it was a benefit for me having it then. Then I could not work, but the government helped. So this is what I'm trying to tell also my students. Sorry, because okay, finishing a bachelor or master's degree is fine. Depends on what you want to work in, but having certifications is very important nowadays. A
Absolutely.
financial analyst, evaluator as me, I don't know, kindergarten teacher, you have to have certificates there.
And in any field that you look at, from medicine to
Accounting,
engineering to accounting to management, you have a
to
lot of
manage.
Six Sigma, project
Mhm.
management, Scrum, Agile, even IT.
IT,
You
yes.
have, right, all these different, and you're absolutely correct. Those will help
Mhm.
professionals, people that they already have a bachelor's or master's degree, to be able to find the jobs and job openings of today.
Yeah.
Well, they used to say it's a good idea to study different things while we are alive so we can grow and learn. But now it's a necessity, it's not a luxury. You have to,
Yeah.
continuously improve yourself in order to be relevant. Um, so I wanted to ask you about mentorship
Mm.
and see what do you think about that. Have you referred, I think, to some of the mentors that you have had
Mm.
throughout your career, both in education and in your profession. How do you think students or others that are watching this program, how would you find mentors, or how important mentors are in people's life in order to become more successful?
Yeah. I think it's very hard to find nowadays a good mentor, in my opinion. Uh, because okay, you can have the knowledge, but transferring the knowledge to the student or employee or what the other person you want to mentor is very. You have to have communication skills, patience. You have to like the other person. If you don't like him, then it can be a problem. So a good mentor is, I think, is very hard to find nowadays, in my opinion. I'm trying to mentor my students also regarding traveling, accreditation certificates also. and explaining that, okay, you will pass the exam, but the exam is not very important. It's important for them because they have to finish the year, but I try to inspire them to be more serious, to be more involved in what they are doing, also in school, but also after school. I'm explaining, because I have my professional experience working with clients and so on, what a future employer needs to find in an employee. So if you are lazy, if you are not communicative, if you are not involved, that can be an issue. So this is what I'm trying to inspire or to tell my students, what the labor market wants actually after you finish your university degree.
No, absolutely.
And to try to learn a lot about this teleworking, remote working, online working, freelancing. They don't know a lot about freelancing here in Romania, but freelancing is very, very important. So being involved in one project, which takes, I don't know, 1 or 2 months as a freelancer, can be beneficial for you, getting a lot of experience and so on.
No, you're absolutely correct. I think you touched upon elements of remote working, right?
Mm.
You currently work with different universities or different
Mm.
clients outside of the Romania, and I personally am in California, and I work with
Mm.
many individuals like yourself around the world. Um, it used to be that we all worried about where we live and what we do, and we were limited to that geographical area that we were residing. But in today's world, because of technology, possibilities are tremendous, but so is the competition. So, in order for us to be more valued in the marketplace, in order for us to take advantage of what opportunities is in front of us, I think to think globally and put ourselves in a position that we can market our skills and our knowledge in a more global fashion, it does well for us. And that is when they say working remotely, that's really what it means. It's not really working for a local company in your own city, but sitting at home. That company could be on the other side of the world. And it doesn't have to be one company, it could be multiple companies. You relate to what is referred to as freelancing, right? Or being a consultant. These are terminologies that was used for a limited group of people. But in today's world, more and more people, more and more professions are becoming more open to these concepts of contract employee, remote employees, that gives both the professional the flexibility where they can enjoy life, to decide where they want to live, where they want to be, or where they need to be. Sometimes it's not what you want, but sometimes you have family, you have other
Mm.
obligations that it allows you to, for that flexibility, to be able to accommodate what you professionally still are in the marketplace for financial and professional reasons. Um, so it's wonderful world. It's a different world, and it is a changing world. And I believe it is the education and the training that is going to make this a better world for all of us. Uh, so I really appreciate, Dr. Teodor, having you on this program. Do you have any last words for our audience? But beforehand, I want you to know how much I value you as a professional and someone that I am delightful to know and work with. So.
Yeah, I want to thank you again, Abdi. It was a pleasure to see you again. And a last word, I think education for a better world will help the future students that you want to have in different programs to get the experience, the knowledge that they will need in the labor market. Now, like you said, we are competing globally. We are a small village now, and everybody, me from Romania, has to compete with somebody in India for the same job. Maybe the job is in the United States, but they want to hire somebody from Romania or from India. So skills and training are very important nowadays, in my opinion. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. And thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Thank you very much.